Hi, everybody. Just want to say real quick that I hope you're staying safe and healthy, and I hope everything is going good for you. Today, I want to talk about feeling full on a diet, number one. And number two, I want to talk about weeklies and how I use them or what I use my weeklies on to give you just a general idea of, what you can do or what you can use them on. So we're going to start with feeling full on a diet. A lot of people think if you're on a diet, you won't be satisfied or feel full, which is totally not true. Because I feel satisfied from what I ate. I feel really full most of the time. A lot of the times, I feel fuller quicker and longer by just the healthy food choices that I'm making. And I do notice that I can't eat as much now than what I used to eat. So that's a bonus too, with, eating healthier foods. When I did eat unhealthy, I usually went to McDonald's for breakfast every morning. And it's kind of embarrassing to tell you what I did eat because now I think about it and shake my head going, oh, bad choices. I usually would go to breakfast for McDonald's just about every day, and I would eat a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, a hash brown, and two of their breakfast burritos. So I would have all of that just for breakfast. Um, and when I noticed that before when I did eat all that stuff, that in a couple of hours, I would be hungry again. Which, eating that much amount of food, ungodly amount of food, fast food, you think it would have kept me satisfied, but it didn't. Not as satisfied as I am now when I make my breakfast at home. When I make my breakfast at home now, I am so full and satisfied with what choices I made to eat that even when lunchtime comes around, like 12, 1 o'clock, I don't even eat anything then because I'm still full. So I normally just wait until about 2 or 3, and I rely on 0 point foods for lunch most of the time. Which, I would just eat some fruit, a banana, or whatever fruit I have, or even like some veggies or something, just to have something, but, that doesn't cost me a lot of points. Um, some people think that when you're on a diet, you can't or won't be full or satisfied, which is a total lie. I feel full and satisfied with a lot of the choices that I do make because for what I made, the choices I made for breakfast and dinner, that I have to think about whether I want to use the points that I have left at the end of the day for a snack. And sometimes I can have upwards of, from 8 to 12 to even 15 points left by the end of the day. So I really have to, I mean, I kind of feel guilty saying, that should I eat all the rest of these points? Because I feel guilty about using them, but I really shouldn't because that's why they're there. They're there for you to, to use them up. So totally don't feel guilty about using the rest of your daily points or even your weekly points. I will say that, like I said, I'm happy about the choices that I make. I usually eat the same thing for breakfast every day, which is 3 scrambled eggs. And I scramble them in nonstick spray, and I do 1 cup of Ore-Ida shredded hash browns. I spray the pan with nonstick spray, put my hash browns in, I season them with salt, pepper, and some garlic powder, and I put them in the oven for 400 degrees for about 15 minutes or so, maybe a little longer because I like them brown on one side. I will keep them in there until I can see that it's brown on the bottom, and then I flip them over. And then that's when I use 1 1/3 ounces of the Jimmy Dean sausage crumbles that I showed you in that bag. When I flip my hash browns over, I'll put my sausage crumbles in the same pan with the hash browns and stick them back in the oven. And then I start scrambling my eggs. By the time my eggs are done, the sausage in the pan with the hash browns are totally, heated up. That's all it needs. A little couple few minutes. By the time my eggs are done, everything's done, and I take them out and I put everything on my plate. And what I do is I crumble up I break apart the hash browns, put them on top of my eggs, scrambled eggs, and then I put the sausage on top of all that. And then I take my paste picante sauce that I love so much, and I just dump as much as I want on there because it's 0 points. And then I mix it all up, and that's my breakfast. Usually, it's probably at least 6 days out of the week. And it's so good. It's so filling. Like I said, that even towards and past lunchtime, I'm still full. So called the Sarah Scramble. So yeah, go ahead and try it out. I love it. It's very satisfying. So um, yeah, so totally, don't feel guilty about using the rest of your, daily points, because that's why they're there. Which leads me into my next topic, which is using weeklies. Um, Whenever possible, I do try to save 4 points per day that roll over into my weeklies and save those for the weekend. Most of the time, I do save 4 points a day. Sometimes, stuff happens. I only have maybe 2 or 3 to roll over, which is totally fine. Occasionally, I won't have any to roll over, but that's few and far between. I do save and earn fit points too. Like I've told you in the previous video of everything that I do, and I track for fitness or for any activity that I do. And I have upwards of 100, or almost, even at times, almost 200 fit points. So, and that's a lot of fit points to use. So I choose in my settings to use them after I use my weeklies. So I don't use them up first because it's a lot to eat. And the fit points I do earn use, sorry. The fit points that I do use are anywhere from 20 to 50, depending on what's going on or what I'm doing. Everybody knows I like my whiskey, and I won't give that up. And I will tell you this now. If you like drinking, whatever it is, wine, liquor, beer, whatever, it's totally doable, and for you to drink any kind of alcohol and stay within your points range and still lose weight, because I did. I would drink my whiskey every weekend, and I would use up anywhere from probably 20 to 50 weekly points and or fit points just on the whiskey that I would drink every weekend. And that's my only thing I do is, on the weekends I totally indulge in my whiskey, and I will not give it up. And I lost 100 pounds in 15 months. So it's totally doable for you to drink and still lose weight. At least for me, that's my opinion. Some people might beg to differ with me, which is fine, but I totally told myself, I'm sorry, that I was not going to give that up, and I haven't, and I still was able to lose over 100 pounds in 15 months. So you can totally do that. And I will say, don't be afraid to use your weeklies, because that's what they're there for. And I know a lot of people are afraid to use them. So if you are afraid to use your weeklies, I will say this. A little tip, I guess, for you to try to use them. Just set out, let's say, maybe at first, maybe 10 weeklies. Okay, whether it's throughout the week or even just on the weekends or whatever, just say, I'm gonna use, let's say, 10 weeklies this week. And then after your weigh-in, totally gauge on whether or not it hindered your progress or not. If it didn't, great. You can totally, next time, let's try 15. And then after that, gauge again, with your weight loss. Whether you at your weigh-in, whether you lost or gained or whatever, if you gained and think it's the weeklies, then you can totally, not even use them anymore. But I would do that. So use a little bit each week and gauge after your weigh-in, whether it was worth you using them or not. I would say totally don't be afraid to use them. Because that's why they're there, is for you to use them if you want or need to. I didn't have any fit points in the beginning of my journey, and I still used all of my weeklies, and I still lost weight. So, but that was at the beginning when, I had a lot of weight to lose. But now I do earn fit points and I do use those too. So I'm not just using my weeklies, but I'm using fit points too, and I'm still losing weight. So it's totally possible to use both. I just would advise you not to use all of your fit points and your weeklies, because then you might run into trouble. So that is basically everything I wanted to say for this video. Don't think I left anything out. So I will say to everybody, I hope that you're staying healthy and you're staying safe. And I wish you all the best luck in the world for your weight loss. Like, I want you to lose just as much as I lost. So I hope that everything's going good for you guys. And I will see you on my next video. Bye.